A big round of applause for being here today. I want everybody to take one moment. I want you to go back 90 days in your life, and I want you to think about something that happened in the last 90 days that was totally unexpected. If you can't do it in 90 days, then think about any time in your life where all of a sudden nothing was ever the same before again. And then I want you to stop and think about the future. I want you to stop and imagine that you could see the future. How many people would like to see the future? Imagine what you could do. You could see the winning lottery ticket in the newspaper. You might be able to know that not to cross the street because a bus was coming. If we could see the future, wow, we could really plan and avoid so many tragedies, right? Well, the problem is the future is scary. Imagine if you could see the future and you saw everything that might happen. You might live in fear every day. Or you might live in anticipation of something that's to come. And you'd forget to live today for today. But I've got a problem. I see the future. And what I see really scared me. It scared me because other people weren't seeing what I saw. And I wanted desperately for other people to see what I see. To understand that they too could predict the future. Because right now, if you simply look at statistics, and it's really, really easy to say not me, that's going to happen to somebody else except for me. But with the levels of diabetes and cancer and heart disease and obesity and the emergence of viruses like AIDS and SARS and Ebola and so many others that didn't exist just a few decades ago, it's sort of inevitable. And so here's what I saw. I took the mathematical equation. It's a mathematical formula that they use to predict whether the great elephant, the spotted owl, the monitor lizard, and other indicator species like frogs, whether they were becoming extinct. And if so, whether they needed to be put on an endangered list or just a protected list. Well, if you applied that same mathematical model to humans, then we would have to be put on the endangered list. In a 5-generational erosion of our ability to survive as a species. And that was really scary. And I knew that I had to do something about it. And I began first to go about saving my life. The change we seek in the world must begin at home. And so in doing that, I went out and I sought out teachers. And one of my most valued mentors was a woman named Ann Wigmore. And Ann Wigmore, for those of you who don't know, is the mother of wheatgrass juice. And wheatgrass juice are these green leaves that you see in Jamba juice that they cut and then put through the machine, and you drink a little ounce of that. Well, it's available in every Jamba juice in America today. It's available in every Whole Foods in America today. It's available in millions of juice shops around the world. But 35 years ago, no one had heard of it. It might as well have been an Android phone because no one had heard of it and no one had used it. Except for one person. Ann Wigmore set up a clinic where she brought people who used that green juice, and I saw amazing miracles occur in their lives. Ann Wigmore was one of 5 mentors, distinctive mentors that I chose either by design or by destiny. Bernard Jensen, who was the father of iridology, Hannah Kroger, one of the greatest intuitive healers of our time, Paul Bragg, Dr. Christopher, all amazing naturopaths who I learned from. But perhaps the most compelling lesson I learned was from Ann Wigmore, who taught me that healing is not as complicated as we believe. That creating and maintaining perfect health is not some magical, mystical thing that we could hope to achieve someday. It's something we could begin accomplishing right now, every day, today. So one day Anne came to me and she said, Dave, I see that you're reading all these books and you're listening to all these tapes, because they used to be tapes. And you're trying to accumulate all of this knowledge because you're so afraid that you're going to die the way that your auntie died. She said, but that's not the way to knowledge. The pathway to healing isn't accumulating all of the knowledge in the world, so if someone comes to you with a question, you have the answer. You need to empower people to heal themselves, and you need to teach them what I'm about to teach you. She said, because I could make you one of the greatest healers in history if you just follow 2 pieces of advice. And so I opened my ears and I listened, and I'm going to share with you what she shared with me that day. She said that there's 2 reasons why people suffer, why they die, why they develop disease and disharmony within their bodies. She said, of course, there's the unusual things like genetics that are very rare, but they do oftentimes impact people's health. But most of the time, Dave, there are 2 secrets to perfect health. One, she said, is that your cells need nourishment at the individual basis. You don't feed your entire body, you feed the cells that make up your body. And every cell produces its own energy, every cell performs its own function, and every cell has its own unique requirement of nutrients, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and phytochemicals. And they must come from food, Dave, from high quality, pure food. And if we fail to meet the requirements at the cellular level, the need of the cellular factory, then it will suffer. It will become deficient. So think about your body as an apartment building that you rent. And you have a gas bill, a high-speed internet bill, an electric bill, and you pay your rent. And if you don't earn enough money to pay those bills, and you don't pay those bills on time, what happens? They shut off the services, right? Well, your body provides services to you. Energy, endurance, focus, mental clarity, digestion, elimination, all of those things. And when you fail to pay the bills at the cellular level, then your body begins to shut down services. You have low energy, you have poor digestion, etc., etc. And so Ann Wigmore told me that the greater the deficiency in your bill paying at the cellular level, the greater your chance for disease will be. And that made sense to me. It made perfect sense to me. If you don't pay your bills, the services get shut off, and your body has services that are paid for through nutrition. Does that make sense to anybody out there? Yes. But there's a second part of it. She said your body also has a limited ability to eliminate the toxins that come in. And that limited ability is going to hurt you if you don't enhance the elimination of toxins or reduce the amount of toxins you're taking in. So here's the 2 secrets. 1, make sure that you eliminate toxins faster than they accumulate. And 2, make sure you nourish your cells so that they could properly function. Does that sound like a big mystery to you? Well, Purium has 52 products designed specifically to do exactly that. Every single one of these products are designed to nourish your cells as they've never been nourished before, and to eliminate toxins from your